Hello everybody! So another episode of WizPod. Episode 13!
Grabe, ang dami na pala nating
episode. Ayan, magkakaroon na kami ng mash-up ng mga episodes. Anyway, guest natin today is Pastor Mike.
Yes, sir.
Dizon of One Beat Christian Ministries. Tama?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The man of the hour.
Yes. This is our Holy Week episode. So, hopefully matapos natin yung edit bago mag-Holy Week. Pero anyway, lalabas natin to Holy Week for sure.
Mismo.
Yan. So, we'll talk about the importance of Holy Week. We'll talk about
Relevance.
the relevance.
Mismo. Traditions,
Traditions and yun. Siyempre, hindi naman lahat ng viewers ay Christian. So, differences between Christian and Catholic, how we observe Holy Week. Ayan.
Mismo.
Okay, game na.
Oh,
Bisa na natin.
Let's go. Siyempre, alamin muna natin kung sino ba yung kasama natin ngayon.
Tama. Oo.
Kala ko wala na ako eh.
Bigyan mo naman kami, P-Mike, ng brief background about Ed Michael Dizon.
Wow, napaka-formal, Ed Michael. Well,
May Ed yung name mo.
yes, may Ed. Yun yung siguro isa sa kailangang malaman. Yung my whole name is Ed Michael Hularbal Dizon. Yun.
Ay, Horalbal ba?
Hularbal, yan. So, first and foremost, thank you, Migs, Kevin, for having me. Ayan, sana may kabuluhan yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Ayan, so I'm Baguio born and Baguio raised. Dito po. I come from a family of 5. Yan, 5 siblings kami. Yan, so
Dami.
I'm not only married, but I'm happily married.
Yun.
Ayan, so shout out sa aking asawa na alam na naman yan, dito ako. At sa aking anak na walang pasok din ngayon. Hello. Yan, so
Eh, may pasok sila. May pumasok.
huwag kayo ba? Ayun, di bali na. Ayan, so, I'm an accountant by profession. Yun yung hindi alam ng karaniwan. When they see me, kala nila Pastor Mike agad. So, but I'm an accountant by profession, meaning I finished Bachelor of Science in Accountancy at SLU in 2000. Di bali, wag na natin pag-usapan yan.
Alam mo, 1990.
2000 naman, 2000. So, not that old, not that young. Yan. So, accountancy. So, prior to being a pastor, I worked in a local bank. So, yung bangko na yun, nasa top 3. So, pag minention ko kasi magagalit yung BDO, magagalit yung BPI. So, yung wala doon, yun na yun. So, I worked in the accounting department doon for close to 10 years. Kaya,
Grabe.
Tagal
no?
din.
kaya I'm good with numbers. Sabi niya, numbers pa rin yung dumadaloy sa dugo ko. Yan. So, I love numbers. And now, rather than counting numbers, counting money, I get to count people who are being changed for the Lord.
Yes,
so, yun
sir.
yung difference.
Yes, sir.
So, yun. Been a pastor at OBCM for 6 years, starting 7 years this coming May. So, yun. Pero prior to that, I've been in ministry for close to 15 years. So, matagal-tagal na rin akong naglilingkod sa Panginoon. Ayan. So, that's a very brief background. Yun ba? O may ako yung tanong?
Mismo. Ako, tanong ko, ilang years ka sa bank, P-Mike?
Close to 10 years.
Close to 10 years.
plus years.
And then, bago ka nag-resign, anong position mo?
Ayun. Oo. I worked in a bank's accounting department. Yung funny thing is, hindi ko alam kung dumating kayo sa point ng buhay nyo na everything becomes routinary. Ako, dumating sa punto na yan, everything becomes routinary. I'm to the point na, before resigning, alam ko yung last year na yun, I already drafted my resignation letter. Andun lang, nasa table ko lang doon. Wala lang date, pero the contents, andun na lahat. So, I was just waiting for the day na, Lord, pag nagsawa na ako, ayoko na. And all of a sudden, may prompting that you can't explain na parang tama na yung ginagawa mo. And there's one thing I just wanted to do was just to serve. Yan, yun yung gusto ko lang gawin. So before resigning, I was already serving at a local church. And I was part of also their accounting department. Yan, accounting department, I was head of infrastructure o ibig sabihin nun, lahat ng hindi religious, yun yung ginagawa ko. Like building management, HR, lahat yun yung ginagawa ko. So, ayun. So, prior to resigning, di ba, there came that day na sabi ko parang, ayoko na.
Oo.
Nakakasawa na yung everyday na work. So,
Rewind tayo on TV, Mike. Kasi, nung nasa bank ka, hindi ka pa talaga as in nag-serve agad sa church or became part of the ministry?
Not yet.
Di ba?
Not until when I got to meet my wife in 2006. Yan. So, 2006.
Ikwento mo nga paano nangyari yun.
Grabe, love story pa yun eh.
I mean, yung, doon na lang tayo sa, parang brief background kung paano kayo nagkakilala nung wife si Thais. And then, paano ka nagkaroon ng transformation from you being a banker and then all of a sudden resign and be a pastor?
I think,
parang ganun.
Maganda yun. Magandang question kasi very significant yung part ng wife ko sa faith ko. Diba? Kumbaga, I got to meet her sa bank kasi she was also working sa bank. She handled a branch. And she was assigned at a branch rather na ako yung nag-handle ng accounting work nila. So, every day I would call her up. Diba? Ano yung balance ng cash in bank, cash in ATM, bakit may disbalance. I imagine talking to somebody every day. Every day for 5 times a week, di ba? Every day, every morning kung may disbalance. So, parang na-in-love ako na, parang gusto ko siyang i-meet kasi pagdating sa accounting tsaka sa operation, we don't get to meet, di ba? Kasi pinagbabawal yun. Parang pwede kayong gumawa ng krimen.
Tama.
So, we didn't get to meet until may parties na in-invite yung accounting department. Tapos sabi, punta ka para makilala ko. So, then I got to meet her. I got to fall in love with her. Tapos, when I got to court her, di ba, lahat tayo nanliligaw. Tapos, yung term niya para sa akin is, hindi ka pwedeng manligaw kasi we do not share the same faith. Wow. So, I grew up Catholic. So, para sa akin, sampal yun. Mas maganda pang sabihin mo na pangit ka, at least maintindihan ko in words that I can understand. Pero sa kanya, nung sabi niya, we do not share the same faith, sabi ko parang,
Siyempre, hindi mo pa maintindihan nun. Bakit? Anong
ang layo. So, I didn't know. Pero, for me, siyempre, natamaan yung masculinity ko eh. Diba? So, it was a means for me to pursue her even the more.
Okay. Na-challenge ka,
na-challenge
na-motivate
ako.
ka.
Kumbaga, napahiya na ako. So, talagang, the first thing she asked me, Meg, sabi niya, sige, sama ka sa church, tignan mo. So, ako naman, okay yan. Kayang-kaya ko yan. Pagdating ko sa church na
Evangelligaw, no?
Definitely, yung tawag nila Evangelligaw. As in, na-shock ako kasi it was very far from the traditional church na in-attendan ko. So, naalala ko pa yun eh. It was near BIR. So, before pumunta sa church, talagang iinom ako. Pampalakas ng loob kasi hindi ko talaga kaya. Parang hindi ko kaya magpagplastikan sa lahat ng tao dun. So, lalagyan ko ng, alam ko yun, isang Red Horse na 500 ml. Isu-straight ko para may konting tamak. Tapos pagdating ko sa church, di okay pa. Tapos they would often joke me, yung isang friend niya, bakit si Mike, sabi niya, may ibang amoy siya. Ang ganda ng pabango niya, amoy Chico. Yung quality. So, ayun. So,
Liquor courage.
Pero, little did I know na may mas malaki palang ginagawa si Lord na plano sa akin. Na my goal was just to pursue yung wife ko, pero His goal was to pursue me. Ayun. So, yun, to cut the long story short, yun. Paunti-unti, I found myself, not only attending, tapos in a couple of months, I found myself serving in little ways. I work in the bank, so akala nila talagang magaling ako sa pera. Pero sa accounting, wala talaga kami hawak na pera.
Yes.
So pagdating sa church, sabi, ikaw yung taga-bilang ng pera. Tapos nagtaka sila, ang bagal ko magbilang. Sabi, ba't di ka ba nagtatrabaho sa bank? Sabi, nagtatrabaho, pero hindi kami yung taga-bilang. Kami yung taga-reconcile. So, they found a better position for me to serve. Yan, more towards yung leadership position. Ayan, so hanggang I grew deeper and deeper, falling in love not only with the Lord, pero His work and His people. Yan.
Mismo. Yan ano yung naging turning point mo ng PMEC? Kasi alam ko, dalawa kayo ni Tita I's wife mo na talagang nag-resign, di ba?
Yeah. Pero nauna ako. Siyempre, there's the element of faith. Lagi na sinasabi may element of faith. Pero kahit pa paano, if we're practical, di ba doon pa rin yung worries? Yung saan kami kukuha ng pagkain?
Kasi syempre, isipin mo, banker ka. Okay na yung benefits mo, yung monthly mo na pumapasok, and then all of a sudden, bigla kang mag-resign ako. Tapos yung isa lang nagtatrabaho, given na ikaw pa yung lalaki. Di ba? May mga times ba, P-Mike, na yung ego mo parang tinatamaan na teka lang, dapat ako yung nagtatrabaho.
A lot of times. Ang daming humbling moments yung tawag nila na ba't may times din nag-isip ako, ba't ko ito ginagawa? Diba? Even sa sarili kong family, diba? They would often ask na, ba't ka nag-resign? Ano ipapakain mo sa family mo?
Yes,
diba? It was really hard during this time. Di ko nga ngayon, nung binensyo mo, parang malaala mo na yung kwento natin. I was kidding. So, ayun. So, it was, yung turning point doon, nauna ako nag-resign before kay Ice to for financial reasons, di ba? Kailangan namin establish
Yes,
what would we do, anong pwede natin gawin. Kaya yung common na introduction ko nga when they get to introduce me before, sabi ko, I'm an accountant by profession, a businessman by occupation, and a pastor by calling. Yun yung palagi ko sinasabi. Pero tinanggal ko na yung businessman. Pag napansin nyo. Kasi I engage in different business. Ang dami. 4 na business yata yung meron ako just to provide yung financial leverage pagdating sa when I fully engage into being a pastor. Pero sad to say, all those businesses, hindi nag-work. Di ko alam kung bakit.
Sabi ni Lord, wag.
Hindi ko alam. Hindi talaga nalugi. Talaga nawala.
Anong mga business yun pa?
I did yung before pa yun. Imagine mo, 20 years ago, wala pang masyadong call center. Pero yung concept of call center, binibuild na namin. So I had a friend from abroad, tapos nag-invest kami, nag-pull kami ng capital.
Capital.
Umabot kami ng noon kasi mga 600,000 malaki lang to buy units and everything. Pero to cut the long story short, it did not work out. Yun, so tumakbo siya. Hindi ko na makita yung friend ko na hindi ko na siya friend, di ba? So shout out pag nanonood ka.
600K.
600K din yun.
Ayun, so agriculture, yan. Yung mag-rent ka ng 1 hectare or 2 hectares, tapos magtatanim sila. Tapos may percentage ka ng profit. At first, talagang galing eh. Talagang magdo-double yung money mo. Pero pag next, in-invest mo na, tapos biglang, kung kailan namin in-invest yung halos lahat, biglang, I remember yun, yung isa sibuyas. Tapos nung tinransport na nila yung sibuyas, biglang nabasa. So nung dumating sa buyer, tumubo na yung ugat, hindi na niya binili sa price na gusto namin. So talagang palugi na. So,
Grabe.
mga ganon. So, hindi ko alam kung fan kayo sa taho.
Taho.
Taho. Yes, taho. Ano bang tawag sa taho?
Yung yung basta.
Taho.
Ano tawag doon? Pang yun eh. Parang taro sa basta.
Soya. Soya. Yan.
Caramelized something.
English nun, grabe. So meron kami business, may factory kami. May kasosyo ako doon, may factory kami in-establish sa Ferguson. Kami nagsusupply sa around 8 na vendors, plus nagbibigay kami ng tofu sa restaurants.
Ang tagal na kitang kasama, ngayon ko lang nalugi.
Yun, nalugi din yun. As in, nawala na, kininakaw yung machine. Kami yung first na fully automated na gawa ng taho. Kasi if you look at yung mga ngayon, talagang mano-mano pa. Kami, we bought the machines from China. Lalagay mo yung soybeans, soaked na soybeans plus water. Paglabas niya, soy milk. Pero bigyan mo, galing, no?
Pero ninakaw po yung machine.
Hindi naman ninakaw. Hindi ko alam kung saan na eh. Hindi ko alam kung saan na yung mismo, ganun kalaking machine It's as big as this room. Pero nawala. So, part by part, nung di na namin na-maintain, yun, nawala. Yung last, ano ba yung last na business ko? Wait, let me think. Mamaya maalala ko. Mga heartaches. Yun, so...
Pero sa tingin ko, ayaw ni Lord na mag-business ka eh.
Definitely.
Oo, kasi hindi, yung ways na nag-stop yung mga businesses, hindi siya nalugi eh. Kumbaga sa nakikita ko, hindi ka na pinatagal pa.
Yes. Actually, pag nung sinabi ni Mix yan, nga naalala ko, kasi walang tumagal na 1 taon eh. Months lang, tapos biglang nawala na, di ba? Pero we had to learn from it the hard way. Yun palagi sinasabi ni Mrs. sa akin na pa ngayon, meron ako formulate na businesses. Pero ngayon alam ko na. So, yung role ko is just to formulate, develop capitalization, who's involved, tapos award it to that person. Yun na lang eh. Yung role ko parang for people to experience yun, financial freedom, and at the same time, have the joy of knowing that the Lord is with them. Yun naman yung balance.
Pero ikaw, Pimay, wala ka na sa point na parang no turning back na talaga. Ganun na yung mo. Ito na yung dito na ako mamamatay.
Yun yung tawag doon eh. There's no more plan B. Wala nang plan B. Ito na yung plan A ko. A, wala nang iba. Kumbaga, from start to finish yan, I'd like to see myself serving the Lord.
Mismo. Ako, I agree kasi si Pimay kasi mentor ko rin siya. And sa kanya ko narinig yung kailangan malaman mo talaga kung saan mo gustong pumunta. Kasi kung alam mo na kung saan mo gusto pumunta, nasi-set mo na yung priority mo. And then, kung may dumarating na mga opportunities sa'yo, alam mo na kung tatanggapin mo ba to o hindi. Kasi ang question lang, kung may opportunity na dumating, makakatulong ba to dun sa gusto kong puntahan? Or malalayo lang ako pag tinanggap ko?
Yep. True.
So, sa tingin ko kaya, yung narinig ko yung sinabi mo kanina na you're just parang facilitating, formulating business to award to someone simply because you already understand your path, your purpose. Na hindi ako hindi ako kahawak ng business kasi pag hawak ng business, yung pagiging pastor ko, mako-compromise ko, alam ko yun first.
Yes. Oo.
Parang ganun. Galing, ha?
Yep. Oh, off topic na tayo pero I would like to focus there. We'd like to help people align themselves to where God is calling them. Yun lang naman yung role, yun yung gusto ko may tulong. Yan. Kung on help to help a person, fully be aware that God is there. Lead him more towards God. Tapos align all their goals towards that singular goal they have in mind. Yun naman yun yung pinakasimple. Kasi yung tao ngayon magulo di ba?
Tama.
Kala nila alam nila yung gusto nila, but at the end of the day, hindi nila alam yung gusto nila. Di ba? Pag naabot nila, hindi pala yun yung gusto ko. Ayan. So, ayun naman.
Yes, sir.
Actually, experience ko first hand, yung natatanda mo nung unang beses nag-usap tayo.
Yes. So,
Sige nga, ito mo nga yun. Ano ba nangyari doon?
Kasi nga, meron akong mga pinoproblema nun. Which, syempre, typical para sa negosyante. Ngayon, pero yung mga hinahanap kong affirmation, mga hinahanap kong words, kumbaga hindi ko kinausap ko may mga kinausap din ako na spiritual leaders sa ibang, sa Catholic side, syempre.
Yes.
And then, kinausap ko rin yung wife ko, tapos yung mga parents ko, pero hindi ko mahanap yung, alam mo yung parang, nakikisimpatya sila pero hindi in a way na parang okay, nakakatulong siya pero alam mo yun, hindi yun yung hinahanap ko. Tapos nung nausap ko nga si Paz, sabi niya, kung ano yung mismong na-experience ko nung time na yun, yun yung sinabi niya na kailangan kong marinig, kumbaga. Kaya, di ba, pansin mo nung alam mo, very problematic ako nung time na yun. Parang siguro, isang buwan yun na pinoproblema kong dire-diretso na yun lang yung iniisip ko. Wala namang makakatulong sa akin kasi nung time na yun. Nung kinausap ko nga si Paz, yun yung sinabi niya na, yun yung mga sinabi niya, yun yung kailangan ko marinig.
Oo.
Medyo naging brighter ako.
Mismo. Anyway,
yes.
ang ganda nung
topic na
pero ang ganda yung pinag-uusapan natin.
Pero at least, yun yung intro talaga.
Yes.
Para at least alam din nila kung sino si P. Mike sa atin.
Yes, sir. Tama. So anyway, since Holy Week ngayon, pag-usapan nga natin yung Holy Week, P. Mike Migs.
Yes.
Ano ba yung tayo as Filipinos generally, either Christian ka, Catholic ka, paano ba natin sineselebrate yung Holy Week natin? Kasi ako, to be honest, hindi ko alam kung bakit may Holy Week. Kasi hindi naman sa family namin, hindi naman namin sineselebrate yun. Ang alam ko lang, pag Holy Week, walang pasok. Ikaw ba, Migs? Sineselebrate yung ba yung Holy Week? Paano yung sineselebrate yung Holy Week?
Oo, pero as Catholics kasi, which I think mali, pero yun yung only time na i-devote mo talaga yung
The views and opinions.
The views and opinions. Yun yung only time na i-devote mo yung sarili mo kay God. Ganoon. Pero
yung week lang na yun.
Yung week lang na yun. Yun nga yung 'di ba? Parang bakit sa buong tanan ng buhay mo yung linggo lang na yun talaga. I-devote mo tapos babalik ka na sa normal.
Hindi mo lang storya yan. I mean, storya yan generally.
Sa akin lang naman. Sa akin lang. Kaya
okay.
papansin mo, parang bakit isang linggo mo lang talaga i-celebrate yung religion mo? Para sa akin lang.
Very true. Very true yan. Ako, hindi lang para kay Migs yun. Ako, I can personally relate yung sa story niya kasi I also grew up Catholic na excited kami sa week-long na yun. Not only, hindi naman week-long, pero yung days na yun because of the holiday. Diba? Tapos usually break yun yung sem break, yung summer break na aside from it being a time to rest and go down sa province. Kasi kami ganun I grew up in Baguio. Ngayon, every Holy Week, yun yung sabi ng parents ko na this is our opportunity para bumaba, para makita mo sina lola mo, lolo mo, yung relatives. So aside from it being Holy Week, nagiging reunion. Reunion, tapos we get to visit them. Tapos pagdating sa province, alam mo sa province, diba? Pagdating mo doon, parang, lalo pag lumaki ka sa city, doon parang, dito fast-paced yan, bilis ng buhay dito. Pagdating doon, everything slows down.
Parang laid back.
Laid back, na pagtingin mo. Tapos, growing up, I can remember, ang dami mo nakikita pag Holy Week, nakikita namin like yung bisita iglesia,
Opo.
yung penitensya, kasi my father comes from Pampanga, so doon talaga very rich in tradition and ritual sila. Pagdating sa Holy Week, talaga makikita mo, literal na pinapako sa sa
Oo,
cross.
yung may penitensya
Penitensya.
talaga. Opo.
Grabe eh. Imagine, since ako, as far as I remember, as pang 6 years old, yun na yung ginagawa namin. Every year, we go down once a year. So, yun yung napasok sa isip ko na, Holy Week is a day where we gather together, where we become quiet, di ba? Or spend time watching Ten Commandments, di ba? Yung kanina, yung ngayon na, mas up-to-date na sila, yung The Passion of the Cross na yung pinapapanood, na lahat kami magpipinsan, nakaupo, nanonood
Ano yung
lang.
talagang parang yung mga elders yung nagsasabi na, manood kayo?
Yes. Kasi wala kami, hindi kasi kami pwede lumabas eh. Diba? It's a day of parang sabi nga, fasting and abstinence. So, bawal tumawa, bawal magsaya. So,
Totoo ba?
Oo, kasi may yung
Bawal talaga.
Lalo na pag Friday, yung Good Friday.
opo, kasi yun yung day na namatay si Jesus,
yes.
di ba?
So, dapat malungkot ka lang.
Tsaka, hindi ka pwedeng magsayagan. Tsaka hindi ka pwedeng masugatan daw, matagal mag-heal, or gano'n.
Dami.
Grabe naman yan.
Oo, dami, totoo. Tsaka hindi ka pwedeng kumain ng, may mga hindi ka rin pwedeng kainin, karne, mga gano'n.
Yeah, kayo, pork, part ng abstinence, di ba?
Abstinence.
So, nung bata, hindi naman maintindihan, di ba? Kasi gusto na namin, tinola, nilaga, di ba?
Pero hindi pwede.
Pagdating mo sa probinsya, yun yung, ang daming food di ba? Yung food na, yung vegetable, tapos meat. Tapos lalo pag Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sabi mo, ba't ganun?
Isda.
Bakit isda? Diba? Ako, not fond of fish, diba? Ayoko ng isda. Pero pag ganun, ba't wala ng karne? Diba? Bakit wala ng ganito? Sasabihin lang nila kasi Holy Week. So, nalalagay sa isip ng mga bata, as a kid before, na okay, Holy Week, so ang daming bawal. Diba? Ang daming kailangan gawing na rituals and tradition. So, Holy Week, for most Filipinos growing up, pag hindi na klaro kung ano bang ibig sabihin ng Holy Week, yun yung dala-dala nila. And the hard thing, pagdating sa tradition, most traditions,
Yes.
pinapasa na lang eh. Diba? Papasa sa anak without them properly explaining why. And yung buong concept behind nung bagay na yon. Diba? Parang sinabi nila na parang, I remember, they call it a phrase na tawag nila, big boys, or kaya boys don't cry. Di ba sabi ng mama mo, boys don't cry. So ikaw, hindi in-explain. So habang tumatanda, pag kahit gusto mo umiyak, sabi ni
Hindi ka
mama,
pwedeng umiyak.
boys don't cry. A simple statement, tapos next sa anak mo, di ba, bata pa lang, boys don't cry di ba, babae lang umiyak, bata pa lang. So siya din, yun yung nalagay sa utak niya, pasa-pasa, hindi mo na makikita after ilang generations, yun yung sinusundan. Pero once you biglang tanayin mo, bakit pa hindi pwede umiyak lalaki?
Without proper explanation.
Totoo.
Ganun din. Ako in a nutshell, ganun nangyari. Ngayon kasi pagdating, hindi lang sa Holy Week, pero since we're focusing on Holy Week, ganun most traditions pasa from one generation to another without fully understanding the reason behind. Kumbaga, it loses its essence kasi pag ganun kumbaga, sayang yung meaning yung relevance ng occasion na kung di natin binalikan, wala, dadaan lang ulit yung next week, dadaan ulit. Sayang yung time na if we properly understand. Yan. So, daming traditions. Ay, maalala ko nun, it's Saturday. Hindi ko alam, kasi tagal ko na ginagawa. Yung pupunta sa beach. Saturday ba yun? Yung Sabado?
Opo.
Maliligo, tapos tatalon kayo? Yata?
Anong para saan yun?
Hindi ko rin alam.
Dinadala lang kami sa beach. Saturday na, Sabado, blank. Sabi niya, punta na tayo sa beach, tapos pagdating mo, ligo.
Talon-talon ka naman kaya tumatalon
Di ko kung yun o New Year yun.
Yung sa amin naman, dahil nga hindi ka pwedeng kumain ng meat, so yung mga lola ko, kasi ang usong negosyo dun dati is syempre palaisdaan. Dahil nga sa bangus, so may mga palaisdaan yung mga lolo ko. Meron may rest house doon na ginawa. Doon kami, lahat, naiipon kami, magpipinsan, nandun yung mga lolo't lola, titos, titas. Tapos ang ginagawa is umaga pa lang nandun na kami. Breakfast mo is fruits. Tapos, bibigyan kami isa-isang
Panungkit.
fishing.
Pang fish.
Pang fish. O yung, ano bang tawag doon? Kasi sa Pangasinan, bangwit ang tawag namin doon, pang bingwit. Tapos, from 9 hanggang 11, nandun lang kami, nangingisda kami.
May nakukuha naman kayo?
Kasi palaisdaan yun So, ang dami namin nakukuha. Tapos kung anong makuha namin, yun na iluluto, yun ang lunch. And then, 3 o'clock, siyempre parang kasi sa Catholic, meron kaming 3 o'clock prayer, di ba? Pero 3 o'clock, mag-start na kami, manood na kaming Passion of the Christ. Tapos after ng Passion of the Christ, yun, pag after nun, ayun, uwian na. Tapos,
Ano yung tinatry nyo rin tumakas?
hindi na. Kasi, actually, masaya yung time kasi magkasama mo yung mga pinsan mo eh.
Tapos parang naglolokohan kayo dun sa...
Tapos doon na kami, yung ligo sa beach, hindi kami sa beach pumupunta kasi nasa palaisdaan na kami. Doon kami naliligo na, pero nakakatawa kasi palaisdaan, madumi kasi yun, di ba? Doon kami naliligo. Siyempre, kasama mo yung mga tilapia, kasama mo yung mga bangus, yun yung kasama mo lumalamig. Tapos,
So, yung mga isdang gumagano'n sa...
tsaka hindi siya beach feel kasi putik yun eh. So, after nun, ang dudumi namin, saka kayo maliligo sa mismong banyo talaga. Pero nakakatawa yung tradition namin sa family naman. Every Holy Week. Pero kasi ngayon, hindi na naitutuloy kasi nga, tumanda na kami. Tapos, yun yung hindi na namin naipasa sa mga anak namin. Kaya, every Holy Week sa Pangasinan, parang kanya-kanya na lang. Sa amin, sa mother side yun.
Pero yung mga parents mo, ina-observe pa rin nila yung mga traditions?
Ngayon, hindi ko alam. Kasi nasa US sila, magkahiwalay kami. So, pero, nag-church sila. Yun. Tapos nag-abstain naman sila sa food nila.
So, speaking of traditions, kasi parang yun nga, nangyari na talagang naging na lang siya pinasa na lang without really understanding why. Bakit nga ba may Holy Week? Kahit ako hindi ko talaga alam. Bakit nga ba, Pimay? Bakit nga ba natin sineselebrate yung Holy Week? Para saan ba to?
Wow, grabe. Parang biglang nag-shift na on a more serious side yung Holy Week. Holy Week, besides it being a couple of days in a year, it's the meaning behind those days. Diba? Kumbaga, when we get to start from, ano ba yung start nun? Palm Sunday. Diba? I remember Palm Sunday, yung palaspas tawag nila, pag-wave ng palms, signifying the triumphant entry of Jesus towards Jerusalem.
Okay.
Na yung tradition na naipasa yun na in churches, majority of churches, di ba kaya naging business yung palms? Tapos, Palm Sunday, when the priest or the pastor siguro would bless the palms, signifying Jesus' triumphant entry. Di ba? Just to give you a brief background, di ba? So, Palm Sunday, tapos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yun yung day na approaching na yung death ni Jesus. Tapos Thursday, yun yung Last Supper. Yun yung, to just give you a context para maalala. Last Supper, yun din yung day na winash ni Jesus yung feet ng kanyang mga disciples. So that happened Friday, Saturday, di ba? So after his death, Saturday, yun yung time na silence. Di ba? Walang nangyari until yung resurrection ni Jesus that came on Easter Sunday. So, those are dates na significant, hindi lang sa, I think in general, Christianity, very significant yung dates na yun pagdating sa Christianity, especially tayong mga Filipinos because we are religious in nature. Ayun, kasi ako everything is founded in Jesus' resurrection, yung end part. Yan, the sequence of events that happened during that week, yun yung foundation ng belief natin. Kumbaga, and most Christians will say na, hindi ko magets, di ba? Hindi ko magets kung bakit yun yung foundation, lalo yung resurrection towards the end. Kasi the resurrection basically proves that He is God.
Mismo.
Tama.
Pag hindi nakaangkla yung faith mo doon, baliwala na lahat. Imagine if Jesus did not resurrect then He's a martyr. Yun ang tawag sa atin in layman's terms. Naging martyr lang siya. Para siyang si Rizal and all those
Any
people who died.
other heroes?
Yeah. Ibig sabihin, yung faith that you carry on, biglang magko-collapse siya. Kasi hindi na siya si God Diba? So kaya for me, it's very important. So when I remember studying the seminary, there was this group who wanted to disprove yung resurrection of Jesus. Sabi ko, bakit kaya kailangan nila i-disprove? Yung pala, pag na-disprove nila na hindi talaga na-resurrect si Jesus, then the whole of Christianity would collapse. Yun yung importance. Yun yung naging cornerstone. Yung tawag nila, yung foundation na ating belief na if Jesus resurrected, then ibig sabihin, He's God, He conquered death, diba? He proved His power. The thing that He did, we would one day also experience yung eternal life. I mean, everything else follows it. It's very important. Yung sequence of events na yun, the more than it being tradition, that people get to be educated, tas people get to know the deeper meaning behind it. Ako nga, no, sabi ko parang, I remember there was this one theory na sabi nila, hindi naman talaga namatay si Jesus. Nagkunwari daw siyang patay sa cross para daw pagbabao. Tama na yung pagpapanggap na.
Grabe naman.
Buhay. Yes. Kumbaga, they wanted to really disprove the resurrection kasi with the concept of them also disproving the resurrection and eventually Christianity would fall down.
Tama, kasi,
Ganun
kasi kung hindi nangyari yung resurrection,
Wala
ba't ba
lahat.
tayo naniniwala? Ba't ba tayo maniniwala?
Yes,
Tama.
very true. Very true. Diba?
Kasi tama yun eh.
Lahat tayo kasi may hope. May hope na after this life, dito sa earth, there's something
Eternal.
that awaits us after which.
Mm.
Diba, imagine mo, pag kunwari wala kang hope, wala kang, after nito wala na, nandiyan na, kumbaga, malamang nasa lupa na lang ako. Diba, it gives you less motivation to carry on. Kumbaga, hindi ka tulad pag may hope ka on something better. Diba? Yun yung eternal life, yun yung heaven na tawag natin, diba? Pagdating, pag yung, doon yung hope pa, okay lang na mahirap dito yung buhay. Kasi doon, mas maganda. Things that happen here are only temporary compared to
Totoo.
the thing that will happen doon. Ang ganda yun yung promise ni Jesus when He conquered death, when He was resurrected. Parang yun yung sinabi niya, di ba? Parang wow. Parang kung ano man nangyari sa akin, yun din maranasan nyo. So, He proved that He was God. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng promises niya is also true. So,
Totoo.
ako
Kasi
kaya,
agree ako dyan. Kasi kaya nga, di ba yung conception na people are doing good things, trying to do good with other people. Kasi nga yung concept na may life after
Oo, tama.
this life. Eh.
Yep. Mm.
Di ba? And yun yung nilook forward mo na someday, di ba, makakasama mo si
God.
si God, yung creator. And kung wala yung resurrection, di ba, magkakaroon ka ba ng hope?
Yep.
Hindi, tsaka yung belief
Diba?
mo, syempre. Kumbaga, pag hindi na resurrect si Jesus, tao lang siya.
Yep.
Tao lang.
Yes.
Same
perfect
as you
yun
and me.
mismo. Yep. Pag ganun,
Walang pinagkaiba.
bakit ko pa siya
Why will I
pagkakatiwalaan?
anchor my faith?
Oo.
Tama. Oo.
Oo.
Di ba? To someone that is equal, parang ganun. Eh.
Oo. Kaya questionin mo yung pagkatao mo pag gano'n.
So,
Kung anong pinaniniwalaan mo, syempre.
so basically yun, Holy Week talks about yun. Not only Jesus' resurrection to end, talks about His passion, His suffering, and eventually, yun, His resurrection. Kaya pag tingnan mo yung concept niya, parang ganda no, parang pag mo, wow, it's a time wherein you get to see His love for you.
Yes.
Yeah, yun yung isa naman na hopefully we get to communicate to people during the Holy Week na it's about His unconditional love, na willing to sacrifice, willing to give His life for people who don't deserve it. Just like
Tama.
me and you, di ba? With the hope of eventually being reunited with Him.
Saka marami kasi parang ang nakakalungkot ngayon is yung mga tao or sabihin na natin mga believers, Christians. Parang they know that God exists, Jesus exists, but hindi nila naiintindihan yung ginawa ng Diyos para sa kanila. Alam mo yun, yung gravity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Para bang ito lang, parang, oo, my Lord, namatay siya sa cross ng Kalbaryo para sa akin. Pero yung gravity nun, hindi natin masyadong maintindihan. Eh.
Yep.
Kaya parang pag tinitignan natin yung cross, parang wala lang. Parang symbol, parang necklace. Pero yung reason behind nun, yung mga pinagdaanan, solid eh.
Oo.
Kung napanood nyo na yung Passion, di ba lagi
Passion of
natin
the
napapanood
Christ,
yung
oo.
Passion of the Christ?
Diba?
Kung titignan mo yun.
Maiiyak ka eh.
Yep.
Pwede ba bang bigyan ng parang brief, parang very, very short, yung pinagdaanan ni Jesus dun sa cross, Pimay?
Sige. I'll try to remember
Sige
it
nga,
as
Yung
far as
sa-
I can
yun, sa-
remember. Yeah, basic it on the story. Yeah.
Station of the Cross.
Yeah, Station of the Cross or
And then yung significance noon, lahat.
Sige, try. And which we do. Yan, yun yung gusto namin eh. I think there's a group of kids that we hold as we let them watch yung Passion of the Cross. Pero habang pinapanood nila, we also educate and tell them the reason behind it.
Oo.
Kasi yun yung maganda. Like, parang hindi masayang yung emotion, yung tears, then when you get to finally realize kung ano ba yung ginawa ni Lord pala para sa'yo. Kasi, be mo yung learning nun yung kaya hopefully maitanim sa heart nila at saka sa mind nila is visual siya visual, tapos naririnig nila yung explanation. Ayan, so, where to start? Iniisip ko, where to start? Siguro yung siya, nung hinuli si Jesus, yan yung scourging. One of the a good detail that is often left out pagdating sa Holy Week is nung skinurge si Jesus, kumbaga, nilatigo siya sa before Pontius Pilate, yan, before Pontius Pilate, na yung, I forgot yung exact whip na tawag nila
Yung
dun
yung may thorn.
Yeah, was
sa
made
dulo.
of
Yung
crushed
sumasabit
bones.
sa
Oo.
likod.
Crushed bones ba?
Crushed bones, tapos may metal din. So, pag tumama siya sa balat mo, tapos hihilahin nila, definitely, may sasama at may sasama na laman. Diba?
Babaon siya.
Babaon siya, yes. Di ba? Kaya if you
Grabe.
watch The Passion of Christ, di ba yung tinama sa table muna or sa, I don't know kung anong tinama niya, sinila niya, talagang
Parang wood.
nag-chip. Oo, nag-chip. So,
Oo.
imagine that being hit sa balat mo, not only once, di ba, 40 times. Lashed sa'yo.
Grabe, 40 times.
Parang, yun, di ba?
Sakit nun.
Yung pain na binear niya, aside from the humiliation na nakahubad ka. So, it's one thing na humiliate ka na around the crowd. It's another thing that they really torture you. Kumbaga, tawag doon talagang physical torture. So, dun pa lang, imagine mo yung physical threshold for pain na ni Jesus was really super na yung pain na nararamdaman mo during the time. Wala pa yung crucifixion, wala pa yung bubuhatin mo yung cross papunta sa Calvary. Kumbaga, hindi pa yun nasa equation. So after scourging, if I remember it right, yun ang nilagay nila yung crown of thorns.
thorns.
Yeah, that yung average, I don't know, pwede kayo mag-comment mamaya, bash nyo na lang ako kung 2.5 inch to 3 inch thick na thorns.
So,
Kaya pag pinasok niya sa ulo mo, talagang magpe-penetrate siya, babaon siya.
kasi pag ganun rin yun eh.
Oo.
Tsaka pinilit siyang
Yeah, pinilit siya. Kaya pag tingin mo talagang, yun na, yung pain. Pero ako, inisip ko, yung mas may pain siya, yung sugat niya, yung dahil sa scourging.
Oh, parang siguro hindi niya na nga naramdaman yung...
Yung pagbaon.
Oo eh.
Kaya when they let him carry yung cross, nakalimutan ko I remember binigay ko yung exact weight yung when we get to talk to youth, yung weight ng cross plus yung
diameter.
yung distance kung anong nilakad niya. Kaya pag tingin mo yung station of the cross, di ba, he fell for the first time, hindi mo maiwasan na mahulog siya kasi exhaustion talaga yung talagang pagod na, hindi mo
Tsaka hindi na lang pagod eh, di ba? Yung sakit.
Oo.
Lahat na pinagsama-sama.
Yep. Ako mula sa yung pagbuhat sa cross, yung thing that yung pumapasok sa isip ko palagi is, bakit hindi lang siya sumuko? Di ba? After yung scourging, could have said, tama na Lord. It's not worth it. Di ba? Pag pinasok o pagkabuhat niya ng cross, wala pa siya sa crucifixion, hindi pa siya tinutusok sa tagiliran, hindi pa siya nininail sa cross, pwede niya sabihin na tama na eh. Di ba? Pero what made him endure everything? Di ba? Yun yung main question na I hope people would get to realize on what would allow a person to endure that much pain.
Tama.
Di ba? Why journey through? Tayo nga, di ba? Konting pain lang, ayaw
na.
Siguro para sa anak natin, may certain threshold. Di ba? Yung question nga, would you give up your life for somebody? Di ba tayo? Yes, but it depends. Di ba? Siguro sa'yo, kay Arian, yes. Your kids, yes. Family member, yes. Siguro, at up to a certain extent. Pero for somebody you do not know,
Then you give your
ako
life
sagot
for
ko
it.
ngayon, no. Diba? Bakit? Ano siya? Siniswerte? But for Jesus to endure all those things, tapos to die on our behalf, hindi mo magets eh. And I hope people would get to realize yun naman yung yun yung relevance ng Holy Week din. Once you get to fully understand the love of God for you. Kasi oftentimes sa atin it's what we do for God, di ba? Like I go to church, I pray. Lahat ng motivation natin is what you can do towards God. Pero para sa akin we've got it all wrong, di ba? Rather than focusing on what we can do for Him, yung primary thing that we have to do is to focus on what He did for us. Before ka mag-venture kung anong kaya mong gawin, tignan mo muna kung kung naintindihan mo ba talaga yung ginawa ni Lord para sa'yo. And this Holy Week brings it back doon eh. Di ba? Kung ma-realize mo pa, yun yung ginawa niya para sa'yo. And not until you realize that, di ba, everything will not make sense. You go to church, you serving, you praying, lahat yun hindi magkakaroon ng full sense hanggat hindi mo na-realize yung love ni Lord para sa'yo. So, he was journeying towards the cross, tapos pagdating niya sa cross, di ba, he was nailed. Yung nails nun, sabi, what we do usually is we give concrete nails sa kids, tapos pinapahawak namin. Tapos habang inahawakan nila, try nyo itusok sa kamay nyo. Just to give you an idea kung kung gano'ng kasakit yung nail. Yung nails nila are nothing compared to the nails noon. Yung nails
Mga
noon,
nails dati, ganun.
Oo, hindi ganyan eh. Ganyan eh. Yung talagang
ganito
pag
kalala
pumasok.
yun eh. May napanood ako sa ewan ko, sa National Geography. Ano pa
Geographic.
channel yun? Basta yun, sa Nat Geo.
Ah.
Sa Nat Geo, pinakita nila yung nails talagang malalaki. Tsaka hindi siya yung nails na...
Saka hindi nalilinis yun.
Oo, tsaka yung nails ngayon, di ba, pag ganyan, tapos patusok na ganun yun, hindi talagang pag ganun siya eh. So, kung papasok yun sa balat mo, talagang magwa-wide siyang ganun eh.
Wasak, kumbaga.
Hindi lang siya straight na ganyan,
Oo.
talagang gaganon talaga yung balat mo.
Kaya nga si Jesus mismo, di ba, parang aware siya eh. Aware siya sa pagdadaanan niya. Kaya nga sabi niya, di ba, take this cup away from me.
Yep.
Diba, sabi niya, kung pwede, wag na sana eh.
Yep.
Pero ang ganda kasi nung last na sinabi rin, but your will be done. Sabi.
Yep. Kaya very significant yung una pa lang, yung sa Palm Sunday, when people were waving the palms, kasi yung sa Jewish time, pag wave nila ng palms, was a means for them to welcome yung parang promised Messiah, yung Savior. Iniisip kasi ng mga Jew noon was somebody military, like a king, a general, that would save them. Kaya hawak nila yung mga palms nila, tapos they were welcoming Jesus. Eh, nung pumasok si Jesus, naka-donkey siya. Kaya how ironic, di ba? Yun naman yung general at king na magliligtas.
Yan ba yung Messiah? Parang
Yes,
ganun,
kaya
diba?
if you look at the context din sa Bible, sinisigaw nila, Hosanna. It means
Hosanna.
God save us, di ba? Kuha talaga alam nila na siya yung Savior. Pero hindi na naman pipicture. Pero more to it, gusto ko makita yung si Jesus. Yung pagpasok niya ng Jerusalem, when people were waving to him and welcoming him, they were welcoming his death. Kasi alam niya na kung anong mangyayari doon eh.
tama,
Pero papasok siya. Alam
Grabe
mo,
yun.
yung sa atin na alam mong madidisgrasya ka doon, pero idadaan mo pa rin doon. Alam mong ma-hurt ka doon, pero gagawin mo pa din. So, yung motivation na yun, sabi ko, what can motivate a person na alam mong hindi yun ipapahamak mo doon, that you will experience pain, but you would all the more go through it. Sabi ko, yung motivation ni Jesus was love. Di ba? Yun naman yung...
Yung pagmamahal niya talaga sa'yo. Kaya, in short, ang sinasabi mo, P. Mike, is your service, yung ginagawa mo, ministry, yung pagpapastor mo, it is not you trying to please God. But instead, naging resulta lang siya nung naintindihan mo yung ginawa niya para sa'yo.
Yes. Kaya, when I get to explain it to people, it will really not make sense. Di ba, hindi yung magkakasend, ba't ka nag-resign sa bangko? Sabi ko nga sa wife ko,
Hindi mo maintindihan.
14, 15-month pay, good na yung pay, every 3 years, meron kaming signing bonus. Na yung
Sila P. Mike lang yung nagbibigay sa amin ng ano nun. Yung lagi may bench na something every Christmas.
Every Christmas, yes. Kasi maganda pa yung bigay nun eh.
Lahat talagang bibigyan.
Oo, pero once you get to explain to people, bakit tanong kasi nila palagi, ba't ka nag-resign? Eh ako, pag in-explain ko sa iyo on worldly standards, you won't get it. Kasi, bakit pinagpalit mo?
Insane.
Oo,
Di ba? Parang kalokohan.
Pero once you share it to a person who has also understood the love of God, para sa kanila natural lang yan. Tama lang yan. Oo, okay yan, kumbaga. So, ako, it's a good way din to point people towards God. Yun naman yung magandang way din. Talagang radical yung love. Hindi talaga maintindihan. Tawag na nila reckless love of God. Diba? Na hindi mo talaga maintindihan eh. Diba?
Grabing word na yun. No?
Okay, better word pala, hindi reckless. Scandalous. Diba? Parang, yun. So,
Scandal of grace.
ayun, scandal of grace. Yan.
Tama. Magic! May pagkain!
Asa na tayo? Ano mag-uusapan natin?
Yung, yun
Real
nga.
meaning.
Oo.
Yung real meaning, yung... Parang yun din yung parang foundation ng testimony mo, di ba, Pim?
Yep.
Parang naintindihan mo yung ginawa niya para sa'yo.
Yeah, oo. And
Kaya
hopefully,
from darkness to light.
not only during the Holy Week, but throughout the whole year. Yun yung sasabi ni Migs na we get to find that value. Hindi lang during the week, pero every day of our life na
Kaya
nakikita natin.
Anyway, with that said, bakit ba natin kailangan yung Holy Week even in this time? Is it parang kailangan pa ba natin itong i-celebrate? Does Holy Week still matters today?
Yeah.
Parang yun yung kailangan masagot din eh. Para alam mo yun, hindi lang dumadaan yung Holy Week na tradition. Na parang tradition lang na Holy Week, bakasyon tayo, gawin natin yan. Para mas maintindihan talaga. Pero, yun nga, i-explain mo na kanina, ang tanong, mahalaga pa ba yun ngayon talaga?
Oo, ako nga. Gusto kong sabihin, hindi. Pero hindi mahalaga. Very important yung Holy Week. So, very important yung Holy Week in nowadays. Lalo na, nisip natin na parang with the advent of technology and everything boosting, parang kailangan pa ba nung Holy Week?
Tama.
Ako Holy Week, is a time for us to siguro tatlong words na siguro na in a way din mamaya balikan din natin. Una-una, it's a time to rest. Yan. It's a time for rest. Yan. So, una yun, rest. Not only physical rest, pero more so spiritual rest. Na it's a time for us, yung ba we mentioned a while ago yung fasting and abstinence, but rather than abstaining and fasting from food, diba, it's a good thing din for us to fast and abstain from different things that we have in our life, diba, na pwede natin tanggalin. Na mas specific kasi yun na pag inisip mo na nowadays, dahil ang bilis ng lahat, people don't have time to rest, na in a way of resting is a way of unloading. Yun yung isang bagay, unloading those things that burden us. So, Holy Week, para sa akin, is a time for us to do that. Tapos, with the prayer that we can adopt it and it will not only happen once a year, but it can happen as often as we need it. Diba? So, una yun lang, rest, spiritual rest, a time to deload. Ano bang nilalaman ng puso ninyo ngayon? Diba? That as you rest physically, we also pray that we get that spiritual rest that comes from the Lord. But it happens when we deload. Ano bang, what is wearing you down today? Yung tanong nga natin madalas sa mga tao di ba? Na it can be anger, na hindi mo na nahalata. It can be unforgiveness, yes. Meron ka bang hindi napapatawad for the longest time na, tayo, di ba? Like, parang it's the same reason na, yung sa Christmas, di ba? Giving gifts can be every day. Pero we don't stop parang Christmas highlights para may reason. Parang yun. So, it can be the start.
Reason for giving.
It can be the start. You can message somebody na mas maintindihan niya, nag-message to kasi Holy Week. Yan. Pero it can develop not only to becoming a habit, but it to becoming your lifestyle of constantly deloading the things that wear you down. Diba? Parang tayo, nasubukan niyo mag-rest, pero dala-dala niyo, ang dami nakabackpack ka pa. Diba? Pag uwi mo, diba, I don't know if you may laptop ka, bag ka, tapos may dala-dala mo yung tumbler mo, pero pag uwi mo, pag dating mo sa higaan, dala-dala mo pa yung backpack mo, dala-dala mo pa yung gano'n. Di ba walang rest? Sasabihin walang rest, usually when we go home and rest, we wanna change to our PJs, diba? We want to be relaxed yan. Gano'n din sa spiritual rest, na we need to deload those things that wear us down. Hindi tayo aware diba? Kung ano bang mga bagay-bagay na yun. Holy Week, although it's just a weekend, it can start yun tomorrow ay Monday Sunday pa lang. Isipin mo na, it's a time of reflection, di ba? Na ano bang, what are the things that are wearing me down today? Bakit ako napapagod? Bakit ako madaling mairita? Bakit parang wala akong rest kahit tapos na yung day? Di ba? Those are the things na we get to ask during the Holy Week na in a way, we get to practice it in simple ways. Siguro, yun na rin yung sagutin natin yan, di ba? On simple ways where we can practice the whole week. So, una, rest. Next is to reconnect. Yan, reconnect. Very important. Very important yung reconnection. Reconnection establishes our connection towards God. Yung tanungan nila, di ba, parang diet and fasting. In the realm of yung sa spiritual, meron din fasting. Pero yung sa amin, pag fasting, tapos walang connection kay Lord, tawag doon diet ka lang. Diba? Nag-diet ka lang kasi walang connection na nangyari. Yung purpose of why we fast and abstain is for us to detach ourselves from the world and to connect towards God. Yun naman yung reason nun So, Holy Week is a time for us also to reconnect, not only with God, but also our families. Kasi very important yun na we've been so focused on on the things that we do, na minsan, a simple, hi, kumusta ka na sa mga anak natin? Diba? Na sabi ko nga, technology has brought people together, but at the same time, also detach them, diba? Towards
so close, but yet so far. Parang ganun
diba? Kulang na lang, mag-hi tayo sa table na may message mo. Hi Dad. Ikaw sasagot, hi din, kumusta school? Ganun din And Whole Week is a time for us to connect with our families. To just be in pace na, kumusta na? How are you? How can I help you sa life? Yan. So, it's a time for us to reconnect in with God. Like, it leads us to those honest questions na parang, where's God in your life now? And sometimes, it can be also through that question by acknowledging that you need God during the whole week, not only the whole week, but every day of your life. Na, a simple prayer, pero it works wonders. Sabi ko nga, na once you get to acknowledge it, remember when we got to talk? Tapos sabi ko na, I remember, si Migs kasi last maalala ko lang, it can be as easy as conversing with the Lord. Tapos how? Sabi ko, just talk to Him. Like in the car, Lord, grabe yung pinagdaanan ko today na at first isipin mo parang, hindi ba parang sira ulo na kausap ko, wala? Pero it's very therapeutic. Aside from it's therapeutic, it connects you to Him eh. Na hindi mo maintindihan, na hindi naman siya sumasagot, pero nafe-feel mo na may peace sa heart mo na you don't need to. I remember your story. Si Miss kasi nagkwento nun na they were going down sa...
Oo.
Sige, ikaw na magkwento.
Yung sa
Big teka lang. Yun yung pinaka-first na honest conversation mo with the Lord?
Hindi naman actually kasi I pray not every day, not every day na kailangan talaga. Pero kumbaga, syempre, Catholic ako eh. Ang naturo kasi is you pray sa loob ng simbahan. 'Di ba? Or you need to be in silent somewhere. 'Di ba? Kailangan pero
walang nag-interrupt.
Tama, ganun.
Oo.
Dapat nasa solemn na lugar ka. Yun ang pagkakaintindi ko eh, na kailangan magdasal ka. So, kailangan mong maghanap ng timing, maghanap ng lugar. Pero yun tinuro ni P. Mike, very, very insightful, very, very important. Kasi pinapractice ko siya everyday actually. Wala nung sinabi ni P. Mike yun. Which, totoo naman, na pwede ko namang kausapin si God wherever, whenever. Diba? Para kang nakikipag-usap lang sa kaibigan, sabi nga niya. Pero yun nga, yung time na yun, kasi pabiyahe kami na Ilocos. Yun yung sobrang bugbog ako nun kasi from Baguio, punta kami na Iya. And then to Naiya, diretso kami na Ilocos. Which is Baguio to Naiya, 4 hours.
Oo.
Manila to Ilocos, mga almost 8 hours. So, grabe, bugbog talaga yung katawan ko nun. Sabi ko nga, nung tulog lahat ng pasahero ko, tapos andun kami sa part ng ng Bantay, papasok ng Ilocos. Yung empty spot na yun na makikita mo yung dagat. Before ng Bantay, Santa yung madadaanan mo. Umulan, sobrang lakas na ulan ng time na yun. Tapos paglusot doon, parang sabi ko, tulog naman silang lahat. Sabi ko, God, I'm so tired. Sabi ko, buong araw, kagabi pa ako, 12:00 pa ako nagmamaneho, sabi ko. Tapos sabi ko, konting nga dyan, sign, sabi ko. Parang lang, pampalakas ng, alam mo yun, to keep your energy up lang. Tapos nung papasok na kami dun sa paliko na yun, biglang nag-clear yung skies, tas lobas yung araw. Sabi ko, napaano na lang ako eh. Ang galing! Nabilib na lang ako eh. Ayun, tas nakakatuwa lang. Na,
Mismo.
alam mo yun, sabi ko nga sa'yo nung kailan ba yun magka-chat kami ni Kebs, parang before nung weekend, sabi ko nakikita kong gumagalaw si God, ang dami niyang binibigay sa atin na projects, opportunities, sabi ko. So, tayo na lang natin to turn into fruition. Sabi ni Kebs, darating yan, hindi mo kailangan wala kang kailangan gawin kasi we did our part, parang ganyan yung sabi ni Kebs. So, which in lo and behold, dumarating naman talaga siya.
Tsaka let's be real, di ba? Maging totoo na tayo. Minsan kasi sugarcoat natin to eh. Pero alam nating may Diyos, pero ang tanong is, do we have a genuine relationship with Him? Kasi marami dyan, alam nilang may Diyos, pero may relationship ka ba? And then yung mga sagot nila is, nagdadasal naman ako, nagaganito naman ako. Pero yung relationship kasi natin kay Lord, it's just like any other relationship that you're trying to build eh. Diba? Just like how you try to build a relationship with a friend. You try to build a relationship with your girlfriend, with your wife. Ganon din yung relationship kay Lord eh. Diba? And alam mo naman natin na relationship takes effort. Diba? It's not just about speaking, it's also about listening. Diba dun sa part nung pag-speak, paano ba natin kausapin ng Diyos? Siya lang ba yung parang, Lord, salamat sa araw na to, good night? And pag gagawin natin, sa tingin mo ba makaka-create ka ng long-lasting relationship? Sabi na natin romantic relationship. Pag ganun lang kayo mag-usap. Like, naniligaw ka, tapos
once a week
ka lang uy, hi, musta ka na? Di ba? Hindi ganun yung pag-build ng relationship eh. It's speaking, di ba? Communication, nag-uusap kayo.
Tama.
You try to be honest. Parang kami, P-Mike ni Eunice, first time, for the longest time, ngayon lang kami nagko-communicate. Like, nasasabi ko sa kanya yung problema ko, nasasabi ko yung struggles ko, tapos ganoon din siya sa akin. And ang na-realize ko, mas tumibay yung relationship namin kasi naging open yung communication. And parang kay Lord din, ganun. You can be open, you can be honest. The Lord, grabe yung nararamdaman kong to, napipikon ako dun sa tao. Kasi you're trying to build a relationship. Di ba? Tapos hindi lang siya speaking also. Di ba? Mike, listening din.
Listening, yeah.
Makinig ka din. Hindi naman pwede yung relationship mix. Kayo ni Arian, ikaw lang nagsasalita.
Oo, tama.
Di ba? Kailangan nakikinig ka rin. And how do we listen? Hindi naman ito yung Old Testament na pag Lord, anong gagawin ko? Tapos biglang may magsasalita dyan na, Migs, ganito gawin mo. Hindi ganun eh. Di ba? Kaya nga, diba, in the beginning was the Word and the Word was with God. And the Word was God. Kaya nga may Bible. Kasi dun mo siya napapakinggan. Yes, of course, he can use a lot of things. He can use your pastor, your church, TV movies, radios, podcast. Pero yung pinaka-Bible, which is yun yung truth, siya yung sumulat mo. Yun dapat dun ka nagli-listen eh. And you do it every day. Parang ganun din sa mga different relationships. Kaya given that concept, yun yung gusto ko sabihin sa mga nanonood sa atin. No, don't just know about God. Build a relationship. Talagang communicate. Di ba? Kasi paano mo malalaman yung mga gusto niya at ayaw niya para sa'yo kung di mo babasahin yung word?
Actually, yan yung nung lumapit ako kay P. Mike, yun yung sinabi ko eh. I want to have a deeper relationship with God. Kasi nga, alam mo yun, hindi mo na maintindihan eh. Ginawa mo na lahat, hindi mo alam ang nangyayari. Parang ganun. Tapos, yun nga, yung sinabi niya sa akin is assurance and affirmation na He's listening, He's there. Which is true naman talaga. Tapos ang galing eh, parang alam mo yung hindi siya sasagot sa'yo. Pero yung may mababasa ka na lang sa Facebook na simple, parang Bible verse na biglang angkop pala sa pinagdadaanan mo.
So, hindi naman killjoy si Lord na you are seeking Him and
tapos wala.
magtatago siya.
Yeah, that's
Diba?
right.
Hindi naman siya ganun eh. Diba? If you seek Him, you will find Him for sure. Diba? Ang problema kasi sa atin, we want to build a relationship with God, but we don't want it so bad. Para ba ang tingin natin kay Lord is vending machine? Na pag may kailangan ka, lagay mo lang yung coin. Gusto ko ng Coke, Lord, bang, lalabas na lang. Hindi ganun eh. Kailangan mo talagang mag-effort. Effort ka na mag-effort. Ang ganda nung sinabi ni P. Mike nung last na discipleship namin. Yung in terms of devotion, parang your time with the Lord, reading His word, ganyan-ganyan, taking down notes. Sa una talaga mahirap eh. Kasi you have to build discipline first. Di ba parang pag sa gym? Ang una mong binibuild dyan yung discipline, ilaban mo. Di ba may mga times na gusto mong magpapayat? Ang ganda ng tata mentality.
Tata mentality.
Pero anyway, nag-start siya sa discipline eh. Una mahirap, pero kailangan mong hatakin yung buong katawan mo papunta ng gym. Parehas din sa pagbasa ng Bible. Kailangan mong hatakin. Lalo na pag buong araw ka ng pagod, ang dami mong ginagawa. And then, iisipin mo, saan ko palalagay yung pagbabasa ko ng Bible? Pagod na ako. Pero hindi, kailangan mong ilaban eh. Kasi nagsa-start sa discipline. Once na-build mo yung discipline, nagkikreate ka na ng desire. Di ba? Meron ka ng desire. Shucks, grabe itong mga insight na, Lord, nararamdaman kita. Ang ganda ng mga wisdom na nagiging desire na siya. Then after ng desire, nagiging delight. Di ba? Yung nai-enjoy mo na yung every word na basahin mo is, ako, ganun ako mag-devotion ngayon. And, di ba, may kaming hack, tuturo namin. Pero, nai-enjoy mo na eh. Na-enjoy mo na yung devotion. Parang sa gym din, di ba? Nakita mo na yung results, nakakakita ka ng results. Hindi na lang siya yung parang pinipilit mo yung sarili mo, kundi delight na. Ay, shucks. Ganda na to. May nakikita na akong results. Di ba?
It takes 21 days
to build a habit.
Yeah.
Mismo. So, di ba? Don't settle. Di ba? Sabi, the enemy of the best is the good. Yes, it is good. No, nagdadasal ka. Wala ka naman tinatapakang tao. Pero, dahil nagsisettle ka sa good things na yun, hindi mo nare-receive yung mga godly things.
Tama.
Yung mga better things. Anyway, P. Mike, ano yung sinabi mo nung
reconnect.
Rest?
Yeah.
Reconnect.
Reconnect,
yan.
Reconnect.
Oo nga, babalik tayo.
Balik tayo doon.
Rest, reconnect. Yung reconnection kasi, it makes you more aware. That's a word na I can leave yung mga listeners nyo. Yun. It makes you aware of God. Diba? Yun yung nangyari kay Migs, yun ang nangyari sa'yo na mas aware ka lang na, it's not coincidence, mas aware ka lang na yung ginagawa niya. That, yun, tama yun. A simple scroll towards your Facebook feed can be very meaningful because you're aware that He's there. There's that connection na, wow, God is speaking to me through that quote, through that verse. Yan. And Holy Week can be a day that you connect with God through those things. Diba? You become intentional, Lord, alam ko, andyan ka, now speak to me. And when you look at it, diba, alam mo, opportunities are not coincidence. You know that the Lord is working. yung meetups mo with people are not just coincidences, but they
Tama.
are the Lord's hand. Doon ka nagiging mas aware if you have that connection with God. And Holy Week can be that start for people, di ba? Na nag-iisip na, is it still relevant? Yun. You can make it a point na nga, after my rest, after I've deloaded lahat ng everything that wears me down, now it's my time to reconnect with God. Diba? Sabi sa Bible, come to me, all of you are tired, and I will give you rest. Sabi niya. So true rest can be found in God. And as we connect, we become more aware. So lastly, rest, reconnect, as last yun, it's a time for us to refocus on what really matters in life. Yun yun naman, multi-million dollar question that most of us want to answer, di ba? Yung purpose natin. And Holy Week can be the start of you refocusing on the things that really matter. Bakit that it can be your job? Why are you doing what you're doing now? Di ba? Kumbaga, aligned ba siya sa purpose mo sa buhay? Or if it's not, maybe yun yung reason kung ba't ka napapagod everyday. Kasi hindi naman siya talaga align eh. Di ba? Kumbaga, the wisest king said, si Solomon said na, it is like us chasing the wind. Diba? Na ginagrab natin yung wind, pero hindi natin makukuha. Kaya tayo napapagod yan. Because walang clear na definite goal in mind. And as we celebrate the Holy Week in the coming days, or next week, and next week na, or if you're watching it ngayong Holy Week, yan, it might be a time for you to refocus. Diba? What really matters ba sa buhay mo? Ano ba yung, aside, given yun, family, God, family, pero you have to be more specific, diba? Ano bang gusto mong ma-attain? Tapos, where is God there? Where is God in your dream, in your goal, in your pursuit? Then, hopefully, with those 3 simple steps, yan, Holy Week becomes more relevant to you. And eventually, you get to carry it not only during Holy Week, pagkatapos ng Easter Sunday, you get to do it on a monthly basis. Tapos next on daily basis. Tapos next every day before you go to bed, di ba? I need to rest, di ba? What are things that that pulled me down today? Meron ba ako nakaaway? Kailangan ba ng forgiveness? Kailangan ba na ganyan? Tapos next doon, reconnect with God. It can be simple statements na, Lord, I'm tired. Lord, I need your help. Lord, thank you for today. Tapos next doon, to refocus again every day. Yung constant na ganon.
Ganda ng triple R.
Oo, triple R. Tapos yung last repeat. repeat. Yan. So, hopefully, yun naman yung value na kuha natin sa Holy Week. It boils down to us understanding yun, His passion, His suffering, and His resurrection. Kaya very significant yung Holy Week. Pa rin, hindi lang to us, Christians or Catholics or ganun. Pero in general, siguro, to everybody listening yan, it's very important. Yan, Holy Week is still very important.
So to climax, pag-usapan lang natin mabilis, P-Mike, yung church, OBCM, mission, vision, ano na rin, opportunity to invite, people
Ayan, so,
to visit.
OBCM is one of many churches here in Baguio City. So, unang-una, we are located there sa taas ng Buhaucan. They call it Bamarvemco Building, third basement. And so if you can just drop by any day, let us know so we can meet you there. Pero basically, it's not just a church, diba? Kumbaga, we want to see ourselves as a community who pushes people not only to know God, but also to build that relationship towards God. Diba? Kaya nga yung vision statement namin is, going back yung sa vision statement, a Christ-centered community fully committed to. Yan. So, loving God faithfully, living each day relationally, and discipling others intentionally. So, yun yung vision ng church, but it works hand in hand with our tagline. Our tagline goes with a heart that beats for Jesus, beats for others. So, if you ask somebody, di ba, love mo ba si Lord? So, the textbook answer, sasabihin nila palagi, yes, love ko si Lord. Pero our love for the Lord doesn't end there. Minsan kasi nakokontento na tayo. Yun yung sinasabi na, love ko si Lord, meron ako relationship, yes, nagbabasa ako ng Bible, I go to church every Sunday. It ends there. Pero yung OBCM wants to help people realize that, yes, you love God, but it should also lead you towards reaching out other people. Yan. Eventually finding people na, once they get to realize na, ganun pala, na yung pagiging Kristiyano, it's not a cage that you place on your life, but rather you get to experience actual freedom because of knowing Jesus Christ. So, ayun. So, paano ba? We have services every Sunday, 10 o'clock. Let us know. You can message our Facebook page, One Beat Christian Ministries. Yan. Ay, dyan ba? Yan. One Beat Christian Ministries. Yan. Let us know if you're coming. Ayun.
Wow, grabe. Any additions?
No, I'm good.
Dami nyo kaya.
Hindi, actually, Kwan, yun nga, Holy Week, very, very relevant. Sabi ko nga nung umpisa pa lang, I think you don't need that week just to celebrate God. Kasi you have your whole life to do it. So, listeners, watchers, viewers pala. Yun, very parang yun na yun. Kumbaga, you have your whole life to celebrate God and have a relationship with Him. You don't need to wait for that week, for Holy Week lang para, to celebrate Him. Kaya, ayun lang siguro, ang ko doon, input ko.
Mismo. So, any thing that you want to
plug? Ano naman? Yung anniversary.
Ayaw pala.
May
pala. Oo.
7 years.
Yeah, 7 years.
Wow,
Yeah,
grabe.
we'd love to see you. So if you're watching this video and are looking for a church or looking for a community where you can connect with, let us know. We'll be happy to see you there. May 4, that's the first Sunday of May.
Tama.
We'll be celebrating our 7th year anniversary as a church. So,
Grabe, no? 7 years.
Personal invitation na yan. If you're listening yan, ito na yung invitation nyo na in-invite ako ni P. Mike. Yan.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Ang ganda ng theme. Yun pa rin ba yung theme?
Yeah, yung theme is New Horizons. Yan. Kumbaga, forgetting the former and looking to what the Lord has in store for us in the future.
Grabe.
So,
yun, pupunta ka dun.
Oo.
Kailangan pupunta dun.
Minark na niya daw yung calendar
Pupunta
niya.
siya. Pag hindi,
Pupunta ako dun.
magpo-post ako sa
May elevator na nun, di ba?
Sana.
Wala pa. Hopefully, matagal pala eh. So anyway. And siguro last thought before we end this podcast is everybody's excited pagdating sa Holy Week or yung tawag sa atin yung mahal na araw. Pero one thing to be more excited about pagdating sa mahal na araw is pagkilala nyo si Jesus, hindi lang mahal na araw. Pero you become excited kasi araw-araw niya kayong mamahalin.
Boom. Wow.
Galing.
Thank you so much, P. Mike.
Thank you, P. Mike.
Thank you. Let's go.
Thank you.
Outro.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Again, enjoy your Holy Week. Be blessed this Holy Week and reflect. Yan. Di lang puro bakasyon, syempre. Importante, reflection this Holy Week.
Yep.
Kasi
Yes, sir.
that's the reason why we have it. Again, ano nga yung 3 R's?
Rest, reconnect, and refocus.
Yun.
Remember that.
Remember that during this Holy Week. Thank you so much.
guys.
Next episode, watch out. Bye-bye.
Boom!
Thank you for watching. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And see you on the next episode.